Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come and run my mouth and talk about Kandi and the Gang. For those who don't know, I think Kandi should cut me a check, okay? Cut me a check, Kandi, because I'm the one who came up with this idea, and you know it. Okay. Okay, I might be taking too much credit, but I feel like I'm one of the first ones on the YouTube to say that Kandi, years and years and years and years and years ago, okay, right when OLG probably opened, that I said that they should have a show that, revolves around OLG. Just kind of like Vanderpump Rules. Hire some staff. I mean, of course, you're going to already have the staff. Let them drink some of your alcohol. I'm sure somebody going to be screwing somebody, And then, girl, you got you a show. So anyways, they have the show. It's called Kandi and the Gang. So far, so good. I think the show is cute. However, we're going to be honest in this review. Kandi. I'll tell you, Kandi gonna get all of the money. Your mama is singing the theme song. The intro, whatever you want to call it. All right, so listen. I don't know if I like the theme song or not. I know. I feel like it's gonna be one of those songs that everybody will be singing in like a couple of weeks, right? It gives me very Disney Channel tea. Like, it reminds me of a song that if I walked into my niece's room, that's the song that would be on YouTube that they're listening to. Girl, but I mean, it is what it is. Kandi gonna get a check. Girl. Anyways, so this is the cast, right? We have Philip. He's the director of operations. I hate his makeup in the confessional. We have Don Juan, of course. Don Juan, Messy Don Juan. He is Kandi's right-hand man. We have Chandrika. She's a mess and entitled. Okay. We got Dominique. She's a bartender. We have Brandon. He's a manager. We have Torin. He's an event planner. We have Rashard. He's a fashion boy. We have Brian. He has a food truck. He says that the food at OLG is a hit or miss, kind of like Patti LaBelle's voice. Oh, child. And then we got the old lady gang, aka the messy mama and the aunts. Okay, we like them. And I think my favorite one is on Nora. But I feel like I'm more like Bertha. I feel like when I get older, I'm gonna be like Bertha. Just got an attitude for no reason. And a stank face for no reason. Anyways, all right. So, where do we start? Philip is coming into the restaurant with the hammer. This is the thing, right? And as you can see, I'm out of town, so I'm really trying to hurry up and get this review out of the way because I want to get in the streets. So, Philip. I understand where Philip is coming from. I do. Because when you come to into a situation like this, where it's kind of, the staff is kind of unprofessional, it's chaotic, right? They don't have any type of structure. You do have to kind of come in with the hammer. So I understand what he's doing. Some of the way that he goes about certain situations, to me, it can come across a little bit tacky, right? I think the way that he kind of was talking to Sharika as the manager, I felt like it was on like some, I'm gonna get with you. I'm gonna give you what you give me. And I feel like as a manager, even though Sharika, what's her name? Chandrika, what could be what some people deemed as disrespectful, I feel like you can't go there with your employees. I think he could have handled that situation with Don Juan a little bit better. With the whole "you don't run nothing here" type of, that was a little too much. I think sometimes when you're dealing with people like Chandrika, you kind of have to handle them with like, and I'm gonna get to where I'm going. You kind of have to handle them with baby, like a child kind of. You have to kind of explain the direction that we're going in, right? And I understand that you may not like this direction. And if so, If there ever comes a need where you feel that you need to separate from the company, I completely understand. Okay. But this is the thing. When you are, and I know this to be factual, especially when you're working like in the mall retail, when you are working in retail, when you are working at restaurants like OLG, right? There usually is a high turnover rate. There are only going to be a certain type of people who work at these jobs, right? You can hire some high school students who probably can only work on the weekends, right? But as you can see, most of the people that work at OLG are grown, 18 or older. College students, grown people, trying to get the bills paid. It's a job to have while like I go travel with Meg Thee Stallion like Dominique. So when you are working at these jobs like retail or, OLG, you kind of have to sometimes meet the employees in the middle, because the truth of the matter is, girl, people up and quit those jobs in a heartbeat. It's the reason why retail jobs have high turnover rates. It's the reason why, girl, so many people have left OLG, because it's kind of like, girl, I'm not going to deal with this. Girl, I can go somewhere else. This is not the only restaurant in town. This is not the only Macy's or the only retail store in town. So I get where Philip is coming from, but at the end of the day, you can run off all your employees. You can hire more employees, but then, girl, the truth of the matter is, again, there are only going to be a certain type of person that's going to work that job. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's going to be somebody grown, somebody trying to just make ends meet, and girl, they're not going to be dealing with all this, like, jobs like that. You have to kind of make it fun, but also there needs to be some structure. Philip is coming into the situation, girl, like we working at, girl, the breast cancer center, trying to come up with girl, that's how he came into the situation to me. It's like, girl, this is just a restaurant. Yes, there needs to be structure. Yes, there needs to be professionalism. But girl, you also have to realize that the people will quit and the people will continue to quit. And you ain't no different than the other managers. Does that make sense what I'm saying? I feel like he came in a little too strong. That's what I'm trying to get to. I hope I explained that right. That's how I look at it. Retail jobs. Girl, the girls will get in and get out. It's the reason why sometimes people deal with so much, because it's like, girl, I really don't feel like having to post this job, interview some people. Girl, just give them a pass. Now, with Chandrika should have been fired a long time ago. Okay? I'm just calling it name. Chandrika should have been fired a long time ago. Chandrika is unprofessional. She's entitled. She thinks that she's the only one that can host. She has a smart ass mouth. She will be hard to deal with. Chandrika should have been fired. Him sending Chandrika home was definitely correct. He should have did that, right? It sends a message to the other employees, don't fucking play with me, right? I get where Kandi is coming from. You want to show loyalty to the people that have been there with you for the longest, but it is true. Sometimes when employees, because I was one of those, sometimes when employees are at a job for a certain length of time, they do start to feel entitled. Like, girl, I can do what I want to do. And that's not true, right? Because, girl, you still have a job to do, right? And you can still get fired just like everybody else can get fired. Chandrika is funny. When she was driving to work late, girl, cussing people out, talking about I should have stopped and got me some breakfast, taking her rollers out of her. Chandrika popped up to work, right, like 2 seconds before the restaurant was supposed to open. Unacceptable. Why do y'all have her schedule set up that way anyway? Chandrika needs to be, if the restaurant opens up at 12, Chandrika needs to be there at 11. Yes. You're going to be wrapping silverware. You're going to make sure everything is together. Yes. You need to be there at 11. Right? You might not be a waiter, but you could be making sure everything is together by the time 12 o'clock hits. Who else? Dominique. Did I say I went to OLG one time? And Dominique, I think it was Dominique and Brandon, and Dominique waited on me. And she ain't had no mask on, and I had an attitude in my head the whole time because she ain't had no mask on, and it made me mad. But she was nice. I think that was her. If it was her, from what I remember, from what I remember, I think it was her. She was really nice. I do remember Brandon being there one night I went to. Let me just say this: the food at OLG is just okay. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. It ain't nothing to run home and tell your mama about. There are certain things on the menu that are absolutely exceptional, like the those deviled eggs with the shrimp. I think I remember I got the baked chicken, the smothered something one time. I think it was okay. OLG is one of those restaurants that you go to when it's like a tourist restaurant to me. It's like one of those places you go to when you go to Atlanta. Like, girl, you want to go to OLG? Girl, let's just go. Right? But you shouldn't be expecting to get no spectacular like soul food. Girl, now Melba's in Harlem, girl, yes. Girl, now that right there. Anyways, Brandon kind of gives me, no tea, no shade. Brandon kind of gives me like dumb jock tease, just a little bit. But he fine though. I don't go back and forth with hourly employees that I employ to do a job. Girl, I just felt like while Brandon had every right to kind of like be on Chandrika's ass, I did feel like it was coming off just a tad bit too strong. Like it felt like to me, Philip was saying, if you gonna read me, then I'm gonna read you. You know what I'm saying? That's where it felt like it was coming, like, to me. That's what I thought I was looking at on my screen. And it's like, you really can't go there with your employees, right? Like when he said, girl, you're a greeter. Oh, he was getting drinking together, but it's like, girl, Philip, girl, this is just a restaurant. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to make it sound as though you should not be professional at work just because it is OLG. But, girl, people at these jobs are not going to take these jobs too seriously. You need to have structure. You need to have, these are the things that need to be set. But see, this is Kandi and Todd fault. Because this shit should have already been said. We're going to always be professional. It's always going to be structured. No cursing. None of, like, this should have been set up from the get-go. So now Philip has to come in and try to change something that really and truly should have been established from the very beginning. And I hate to say it, this is why sometimes when people go to, I'm about to go here. This is why sometimes when people go to black restaurants, they feel some type of way. Because sometimes the people ghetto as fuck. Okay? The truth of the matter is, Chandrika should not be a hostess. She shouldn't. Like I said, I can understand like what Philip is trying to do. I don't know if I agree with how hard he's coming in with it. Girl, this is just a restaurant and the girls will walk out. You're gonna hire a new staff, they're gonna get mad. You're gonna hire a new staff, they're gonna get mad. It's the reason why, again, these jobs have high turnover rates. Because people just look at it like, girl, I ain't got to deal with this bullshit. Now, me, on the other hand, I don't have a problem with authority. You can ask any of my old bosses at any job. I've never had, no matter where, if it's coming from somebody who is 23, boy, girl, or it doesn't matter. I've never had a problem with authority. And I have enough self-awareness to know when I know I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. So if you came up to me and said, Rodney, X, Y, and Z, I already knew we was about to have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's another thing, too. Chandrika is walking around the OLG like she know, like she has no self-awareness, girl. Like, you know you're rude. You just don't give a damn. You said it. You know you're rude. Well, I guess she does have some type of awareness. Maybe did she say she's nice to people? I don't know. Chandrika should have been fired a long time ago. That's what it comes down to. Fire Chandrika, hire Rashard, and there you go. I think like this is the thing. Employees like Dominique, probably Brian, probably touring. No, I don't know about touring. I feel like touring will give somebody a headache. Like Dominique, I think will make a good employee. I do. Because Dominique is going to come to work when she's not traveling. Dominique, I feel like, would not have a problem following the rules that have been set. Like, girl, I'm just going to go up here and get my coin and go home. That's the type of attitude you have to have when you work at these jobs. Like, girl, I'm just coming up here getting my money, and girl, I'm going home. I'm not worried about this job like that. Like, yes, Kandi and Todd, your restaurant comes second to her dancing. Girl, it's a bartending job. So it's always going to come second. It should anyways. Okay, Fashion Nova at the party. Somebody screamed, okay, Fashion Nova when Chandrika was walking up. Brian comes to the restaurant. I said he promoted his food. He was promoting his food truck, handing out flyers. Brian seems cool. The power goes out. This just goes to show that Todd don't know what the fuck he doing. Because Todd, this was your idea, right? I'm trying to understand, what does Todd have going on in his life to the point where he cannot make sure that his restaurant runs the way that it needs to be ran? Like, why don't you have a generator? And then you said, oh, it's just an hour or two. This is exactly why y'all black asses is in Atlanta failing health inspections. You have food in the goddamn refrigerator, food in the freezer, and you think it's okay? Well, for the lights, for the electricity to go out it's not your fault that the electricity is going out, but it is your fault that you don't have a backup plan. I almost said bitch. It is your fault that you don't have a backup plan. Why don't you have a generator? I just feel like Todd does not know about business, clearly. They already let us know when Kandi and Todd had got into it, and Kandi was like, you buying this and this and this and all this stuff been sitting here. I think he struck gold with OLG. I think he had an idea and he said, oh, I'm gonna put we're gonna put this idea into place, and it came to fruition, and which is cool, but he clearly doesn't know what he's doing. Like, why don't y'all have a backup? Why don't y'all have a generator? Y'all got food sitting in the refrigerator, people just sitting there hot, burning up, and you're okay because it takes a lot to do. What else your black ass got to do besides Todd's daddy daycare with Ace? Girl, I don't understand niggas. This is the reason why unfortunately, y'all gonna have to get it together, I'm sorry. When you have people like Chandrika, when you have people like Todd, who, like, girl, what are you doing? The power goes out. Mama Joyce calls Kandi. She's already pulling up to the restaurant. You could tell she was already frustrated. I feel like in situations like this, like, Kandi shouldn't even really know what's going on. Like, girl, quiet as it's kept. Let's call a thing. Like, from what I understand, they got three managers. You got Philip, you got Brandon, and I saw some woman named Tamika. How the fuck you got three managers there and you calling Kandi stressing her out? You see what I'm saying? What's the purpose of having three fucking managers there at the same goddamn time if nobody can handle the situation? And the truth of the matter is, there's really nothing you can do when you find out, like, oh, somebody hit a power line. I mean, shit, what the fuck we gonna do? Girl, it ain't really nothing we can do. I mean, girl, we can try to take some of these people payments before they walk their ass up out of here. But other than that, there's really not a lot you can do. I don't understand why there's so many managers for that small ass restaurant. Go back and watch the episode. You saw a woman named Tamika. I think they said Brandon was a manager. And then you got, I feel like they're just giving out titles to people. I don't know, child. Excuse me. The sisters, Mama Joyce, Aunt Nora, Aunt Bertha, she went over to their home, pulled them all outside to hear what they had to say about the restaurant. Even Aunt Bertha was like, basically, Chandrika, she got an attitude. She do. Girl, she do. Mama Joyce says she don't like to argue with nobody. They showed the clips of Mama Joyce cursing at Common, ready to throw her shoe. But when I tell you, I've never been in that situation, but I have to give props to Common because she handled the situation as best as she could. I'm just gonna go to Kandi. Kandi, this is what your mama sent me, and I'm gonna let you deal with it. You my best friend, so I'm not gonna disrespect your mama, you know. But girl, you need to handle it, right? Common. Mama Joyce seemed like she done calmed down a lot. It sounds like at one point the mamas and aunts were Mama Joyce and the aunts were overstepping, right? Anyways, girl, I sure wanted one of those OLG chicken wings. We know you did, Kandi. We know you wanted some food, bitch. Anyways, girl, that's pretty much it. I hope that made sense what I was saying about Philip and like the business and Chandrika. Like, again, I just feel like when it comes to retail, restaurants, right? Sometimes, yes, you need structure. Yes, you need to have professionalism. Yes, you need, all those good things, right? But I know also that you have to be very careful because jobs like that, people will up and leave in a heartbeat. Jobs like that have high turnover rates. The last thing you want to do is be a job that can't keep an employee. So sometimes you do have to kind of like meet the people, not necessarily in the middle, but girl, you can't come in like, bitch, this is a HIV AIDS cancer center. We got to find a cure. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how Philip came in, like, boom. And it's like, girl, bitch, it's a restaurant. Girl, and we in the hood. And that's what the girls gonna give. Anyways, but Chandrika, though, was a mess. All right, I'll talk to y'all girls later. Bye.